I'm Holland. I'm the Executive Chairman of Slow Food in the UK. We're in Borough Market, the home of really great food here in London. I grew up in the countryside, surrounded by food and farming. Came to London for university, read medicine, but always wanted to work in food. So Slow Food was created about 30 years ago, founded by a real visionary called Carlo Petrini. And we stand for good, clean and fair food. That's food that's good for us, good for the environment and good for people, that everyone has a fair stake in our food system. If we go around the market here, you'll find the snail, which is the emblem of Slow Food, on multiple different stands. But that snail says that's been made in a particular way, that they're made with integrity, they're made with love, they're made by someone who's perhaps done that for 10, maybe 20 generations. Every stallholder here within the market has to meet the criteria for the Borough Market Food Policy, which is the strictest of any market. But speaking specifically about the Slow Food accreditation, that's open to anyone who has any product which is made in a slow manner. So Slow Food has always championed the smallest producer. The real artisans, they're custodians of their soil, they have a greater stake in their land. And in doing so, we have better food from it as well. It's also supporting our rural economies. It's about recycling money through our rural areas. They're also going to be looking at those heritage varieties. They seed save, they champion everything they're doing, and that's so integral to what we do. So when your producers are custodians of the land, they very naturally don't use inputs. They are not using chemicals. If they're looking after animals, then obviously they're going to have the highest level of animal husbandry. So that comes as default. Many of us, if we're thinking about farms, we're actually conjuring up an image of the kind of farming that perhaps I've been speaking about. But the reality is that many animals aren't produced in that way. We're seeing mega farms coming to the UK, something which we didn't used to have until maybe 20, 30 years ago. Farmers are being forced to do that because the economics of producing us cheap food. We would argue that that food is not cheap, actually. That's an expensive way of producing food. It's bad for the animals, it's bad for welfare. It's why we're seeing water runoffs into our rivers, why we're seeing algal blooms and why we're seeing dead fish in our rivers. So Slow Food would always advocating eating less but better meat. And very counterintuitively, if we want to keep our heritage breeds, we have to eat them. Otherwise they're just going to be in the zoo and they disappear entirely. If we've got farmers who are producing in a sustainable way with the very best husbandry, which I really believe every farmer would ultimately wish to do, then we've got a food system that we would all like and the food system that we imagine it to be. What we really need to do is to get back to actually supporting our farmers, and we do that by eating genuinely local, genuinely seasonal food. It's going to be better for our health, it's going to be better for the planet, and what we'll also be doing is removing all those processed foods from our diets. That's the food that's doing harm both to us and to the planet. So there are two types of market. There's a market like this, which is a market for the community. People come here, they gather, they talk, they shop, they interact with the traders here. There's another type of market equally with traders, the financial markets, a very hidden market. What are they actually selling? They're selling these abstract things which very few of us understand. And where does that money go? We don't really know. What I'd like to see is markets like this, these wonderful food markets such as Borough and across the land. That should become our financial markets, where we take our money, we come here, we spend it, and we spend it for the good of the community.